Rousey, we're here at the Hunters Stadium after a pre-season victory over a Barnsley side. 5-0 in the end. What's your thoughts on the game itself?
It were exactly what what we wanted it to be, a good workout. Obviously, you're never sure what squads these full-time clubs are going to bring, and football league clubs, and rightly so. They can only bring the players that they need or sort of don't need around the first team at that minute in time. But I thought it was a really competitive game. I thought the game set off really well in terms of the tempo and the work rate, and I thought that work rate and tempo stayed for the duration of the game. Really, I think that the pressing from both teams, the way that both teams use the ball, and obviously we've come out on top, but Barnsley had a few moments, but we defended us box how we want us to. We talked about having structure behind the ball and making sure we're tenacious when things break down to round the ball and get it back, and I thought we did that really well. I told the players at half time that although I thought we were good going forward and there were a lot of creativity, Boyle getting on the ball, Callum getting on the ball, and we had good width in Callum and Nash, and obviously Adam running the line for us, but I thought more importantly than that, the structure behind that were good, and it allowed them front five and front six to keep going and playing and creating havoc. And it was a good night in terms of front of goal, a lot of different goal scorers and a lot of people chipping in, but a good night for the club. 500 and odd in, I think 507 in for a friendly game. And it bodes well, and obviously we thank Barnsley for coming down and giving us this game.
A week ago we were slightly disappointed at this time. Obviously pre-season, not to get too low over defeats and not too high over wins, but the reaction from that defeat last week, a draw away at Quorn, and a win today. How pleased are you with that reaction you've got?
Yeah, we felt, although we didn't want to take anything away from Glasgow on that night, we know we'd fell below the standards. The players had been given the Saturday off and allowed to go and do whatever they want to do on that Saturday altogether. So, there's mitigating circumstances into why it were a laboured performance, and we use that as as a learning curve. We said to the players, if we've got midweek games and you go and do what you did this weekend, that's the end result, and that's how things will happen. So it was important we got a reaction. As you said, we went away to Quorn and fought out a good result against a good team who were from our level, and gave us a real good test. I thought it were exactly what we wanted and what we needed at that moment in time. And then again, a team that are going to come and set a frantic tempo, and you have to match that or give more, and I think that's what we've done really well. So we're pleased with the reaction, but it's about peaking at the right time and making sure that the 5th and the 12th are the important ones. Although tonight's a good night for the club and a good night for us in terms of results wise, we get nothing for it, and all the focus is now moving on to Saturday.
You touch on Saturday, FA Cup. We've done quite well in the last couple of years in the FA Cup. How much are you looking forward to starting the campaign?
Yeah, you've put the spec on us now, haven't you? So no, listen, we're ready to get going. The players are chomping at the bit. I think you can see in that performance and Saturday's performance, although we try and set tempos, we try and do things right, not through the motions. It's not the same as playing the real stuff, and everyone in there is ready to get going. We're chomping at the bit, playing against a good Barnsley side that went to Redcar, who were one of the favourites for their league and had a comprehensive result the weekend. So if we are going to get through, it's going to be a test. It's going to be hard work, and we're going to have to be at the top of our game and make sure we stamp our authority on the game, being the home team. And listen, they'll come and give us a tough test, and we've got to rise to that and look to come through it.
Brilliant. See you later, mate.